sir.
Good morning.
It's really a good privilege hosting us this morning.
Thank you. Come.
I just want to have a short time with you.
All right.
Okay, let me go straight to this morning's assignment. Mr. Bonful, in your speech during the 13 Ghana Property Awards, you said, and I quote, "Housing is a major tool for creating wealth." And what do you have to say with Ghanaians living in the diaspora who want to invest in property, not for their family, but for generating wealth?
Yes, I mean, I think the idea of property being an avenue or a tool for creating wealth is not new. And particularly for those of our brothers and sisters living in the diaspora, they are more exposed to some of these things. You know, a number of them invest in property. You buy property today, give it a few more years, the value appreciates, you know, and then you can cash in on the value appreciation and make some money. Statistics have also shown that the appreciation in value for properties and so on and so forth are mostly above the inflation rate for any economy. So you make a lot of gains investing in property than investing in any other form of legitimate investments.
Okay. Ghana's diaspora market is one of the biggest foreign direct cash investment source for the real estate market in Ghana. Are you sure the grader is making the best out of the diaspora?
Yeah, the diaspora, I mean, most of our customers, as statistics are showing, are based abroad. We get a lot of our customers. I think that the ratio is about 60%. It used to be higher, but now it's about 60% of the customers that we get are all from the diaspora. So I think the grader is benefiting immensely from these links, and we are taking full advantage. We organize foreign trips, foreign exhibitions, some of which even have been organized by Property Express in the past, and we've had very good responses and very good, business. So we've certainly taken advantage. Yeah.
So, sir, most of them have been discouraged for investing in the real estate market, being that they only buy the homes for family, living without making returns on investment. How can you change their minds for them to view real estate as a reliable source of increasing their wealth?
Well, you can't always deviate too much from culture, Okay. If the family has helped you to travel abroad, you must turn and look back at them and help them one way or the other. Okay. You can always separate the two. Whilst investing or giving back to the family, you should not lose sight of the fact that you could invest in properties alongside the personal properties that it will help you to grow your own personal wealth. We cannot separate the two, the kind of culture background that we have. So you must definitely give back to your folks back home. But don't lose sight of the fact that you need to invest for your own future. And so my advice to them is you cannot stop one and do one. So do both at the same time and get some wealth for yourself while helping the family.
Okay, sir. Talking about doing both at the same time, is it a must or something that everybody must do?
I think that going for it, like I've always said, investing in property, you grow your wealth much faster than you would otherwise have in any other investment. So you necessarily must do it, whether it is difficult or not. You must look at it. I mean, you can't see yourself working all the time and not growing in terms of your own personal wealth, or your own personal balance sheet. So you must do both.
Okay. Your members. Most developers do not view rental as a real option for investment. They prefer sales, which is quite often. It is not only option to solve Ghanaians' housing deficit. What can the government do to help take up your rental units if you and your members are given the opportunity?
Well, some of our members, including myself, have in the past even ventured into rent-to-own options. The challenge there is that the current laws of our country sees the offender or the defaulter as more or less rather the angel, and you the one giving that option for a buyer or for the person to rent. They see you rather as the one being too difficult or being inconsiderate, when you put piling pressure on them when they are defaulting. So what the government can do, and we have suggested it elsewhere, is we have to change the laws. We have to amend the existing laws to make sure the Rent Act should take into account the fact that if you want to encourage more people to go into the rent-to-own business, then make sure that the developers or the landlords are well protected under the law. Okay. Because landlords use their entire lifetime investment to put up these properties. And if they rent it out to people and people come into it and they refuse to pay them, where are they supposed to get money from? You understand? So the rent-to-own, we should have a clear-cut law that will explain or enforce the rights of the landlord, much as it's protecting the interests of the person renting. So we have to look at it, and that's where we think government can come in and then review these laws. We've already suggested the mortgage law should be reviewed. The Act 770, Mortgage Act 2008 should be reviewed. And then we have introduced, we have already brought us some very, very key suggestions that government can tap into to make sure these things work. If that will work, we believe more landlords or more developers will be willing to give their houses out on rent-to-own basis. You pay rent, and it gets to a certain point, you own the property. You understand? And this is where we all want to get to, but the laws must be changed.
Thank you. So this is the 13th Ghana Property Awards. Most members of the grader have displayed their plaques on their sites and offices. Can you explain what the awards have done for your industry, especially grader?
Well, these awards, I have been part of these awards over the years. I think that what it is if you receive an award from Property Express, it gives you a certain leverage, it boosts your confidence that at least your work or your worth has been recognized by an independent institution from you. So a lot of the grader members view these awards as a very important part of their work. You work a whole, for years, and so when an award comes your way, you grab it, and we are very, very proud to have these awards. I have mine, I've displayed mine in my, you can see it. Exactly. So these awards have helped our members a lot, and it's also good for marketing purposes that you can point to one award or the other you have received from Property Express in the past. At least if for nothing, it shows your pedigree, So it's been very beneficial to our members, and we have always welcomed the opportunity to get one. Yeah.
Can you say something that awards have done for you personally?
Oh, like I said, for me, not just the awards. I have worked with Property Express for a very long time, organizing foreign exhibitions, organizing local exhibitions. We've participated. I have always been part of their arrangements because I think that the exposure is quite useful. So these are some of the personal benefits I can point out that it helps with the exposure. So this is what it has done for some of us. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Bonful, it has really been a nice time hosting us this morning, and for what you've shared with us, I think our viewers will view and love whichever you share, the idea you share. Thank you so much.
Thank you too for coming.